Hi there, my name is Yasmin Robles with the Digital Hustle Tribe. I am also the owner of Robles Designs, where we create jewel-worthy websites and brands for entrepreneurs who are hell-bent on taking over the world. Digital Hustle Tribe is like my side thing that is just a way for me to be creative and support the community. You can check out the other channel at Robles Designs. I think it's at Robles Designs, or search for Robles Design Studio anywhere that you can. So in this video, though, it is a recap of the chat we had recently. So if you are on Eventbrite, make sure to check out Digital Hustle Tribe or Robles Design. Search for those, and I have a couple of free events ranging from website reviews to talking about SEO, talking about strategy, planning, all that great stuff. So make sure you check that out. But in this video, you're gonna be seeing me go through two different websites, reviewing those and yeah, giving some strategy advice to a couple of people that hopped on the call. So let me know if you have any questions afterwards, and make sure to leave a comment, a review, anything like that. And I look forward to seeing you in another video. Also, make sure to check out at Digital Hustle Tribe podcast, which is actually where we create most of our content. It's audio versus visual. This one, I just thought it would be great to pop in here and actually show you what we're looking at instead of telling you. All right, and with that, let's get to the content.
And this is pretty casual, so you guys just, if you have any questions, just, stop me, or if I start spouting out too much jargon, just stop me and say, hey, what is that? What exactly does that mean? Or what if we did this other thing? How would that work? So let me know if anything like that comes up. Totally casual. Okay. So this first website, Ashley Nicole Counseling Services, LLC. You are the expert in you, and I am here to support you in your therapy process. All right. So I like that there's a main headline. It kind of tells me what she does, or what the counseling service would be. I wish there was a little bit more about the specific support or therapy, or like the niche, right? So for example, some of the counselors or therapists that I've looked at their websites, they have, like, one of them says trauma therapy. I don't know if it's the same. I'm not a therapist, so I don't know if it's like the same exact thing, but they're just using that. So those words will connect with the audience who needs, or who is looking for that type of therapy. So I like, though, that you have that headline, that there is a call to action: schedule a free consultation today. Let's see, it looks like the contact page. That's great. Let's look at that contact page and then come back here. All right. Okay, cool. So email, phone number, contact, I'm assuming contact form. Okay. So I like that the contact form pops up. There's different, I don't know, I wish you could A/B test this, because sometimes people might not necessarily understand that they have to click this to get that pop-up, the pop-up contact form. So maybe the contact form on the actual page would be ideal, but you can test to see, depending on how much traffic you have, you can run like for the next quarter, see if it works better to have that contact form in there. So are more people contacting you through the form? I would also make sure that people can click on the phone number, especially if they're on their phone. They might want to call you and schedule that consultation. So you want to make sure that phone numbers are hyperlinked. And then, especially this is true for like cleaning companies, anywhere, like clinics, anywhere where you would be able to call and schedule an appointment, it should be hyperlinked. Email, you can hyperlink it if you want. There's two schools of thought with that. People might click it and immediately open up their email, whether it's like Outlook or whatever. It might open up an email and they could email you. Other people don't necessarily like that, and they prefer to go through the contact form, especially because sometimes the contact form asks for specific information. So for example, here the contact form just asks for name, email, subject, message, and phone number. Other people go an extra mile and ask about, for example, what service are you looking for? Or are you interested in, let's say, I don't know. For example, for myself, I have, I think, website, branding, and a couple of other options under mine as a drop down. So kind of if that works for, or how you heard from me. So that way you can start collecting information from people of how they heard of you. So that's the contact form. Let's talk free 15-minute consultation, and this links to the same page. So what I would do also is think about those online calendar systems like Calendly, there's Acuity scheduling, there's a couple of them out there, but they sync with your calendar. And for this 15-minute phone consultation, you could potentially put that and either embed it here or send me to that calendar page so that it just makes it easier for me to get on your calendar instead of trying to contact you, you getting out your digital calendar or paper planner, or going back and forth with it with email. So that would make it a little bit easier, especially for the free 15-minute phone consultation. And then you can block off. So you can say, I'm only taking these on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings from 9 to noon. And then that way people can, and then you can also ask specific questions. So for example, what do you want to get out of our call? Those kinds of questions. All right, so let's go back to the home page. I like that you have pictures. My question would be, is Ashley Nicole counseling services? So is Ashley the counselor? So if she is like the only person in the company, then if she is, then I would definitely put a picture of her either up here, maybe closer. There's no picture. I don't think any of these are of her. So I would put a photo of Ashley, or if Ashley has a team, maybe a team photo somewhere, because it'll capture people's, how do you put it? Not humanity, but it captures people's attention when they see the face of who they could potentially be working with, and their personality. So that would be really great if she could have even just a headshot here. It would be great. So I like that she breaks it down. So this site is broken down into services, treatment, specialties. And are these clickable? Yes, they are. So they all seem to go to our, I think they all went to our services. So our services provided. All right, cool, I like that. Treatment modalities, specialties. So it's just a little weird that the columns aren't the same length, or they don't have to be exactly the same length, but I would think about seeing if they could be closer to the same length, or removing maybe this column because it is a little more robust than the other two, maybe making it its own section, something like that. You can also, let's see how long this page is, not very long. I was gonna say if the page gets a little longer, so if you're explaining more about the services, or the treatment modalities, you're explaining more about them, you could always anchor link up here. So you could say services, treatment modalities, and specialties, and then it would hyperlink down to that section. I would say definitely maybe adding more copy, kind of explaining a little bit more about the process, maybe even throwing in a testimonial if one is available. And then when it comes to testimonials, I think her service would be best if she had a Google My Business page. The testimonial goes on there. And then you can just copy and paste that testimonial onto your website. A lot of people they have a form on their site with a testimonial, but I like to use up as much of that, I don't know, you can call it Google juice, SEO juice from Google My Business, and have it just show up there. Because if people are like, I literally contacted mechanics and I've never been on their website because I saw their Google My Business on the side of my search screen. I saw that they had a bunch of great stars, great reviews, and I called them immediately from there. So you might think about doing that. But for this, I would say maybe adding more copy, maybe more about the process, or Ashley's personal take on things. So for example, I'm all about, let's say, empowering people. So I give training sessions after a big package. So my whole thing is I empower you to like handle your business. If you want to, I can handle it. But so she could add something there where she gives you the skill set to X, Y, and Z, or she provides, I don't know, her process is a 3-step process with ongoing support, something like that to give me more information. I think let's go to the About Us. Oh, there's a picture. I think maybe Ashley Howard. Okay, so I like that there's this picture here. I wish there was a headline or like her favorite quote or something off to the side that kind of encompasses her mission. So I don't know. It depends on the business. Some people use like Beyonce quotes. Other people use more like their own personal mission statement next to their photo. But I like the photo. Let's see, Ashley Howard, maybe reducing down the space here. Working in Ohio. I like that you mentioned Ohio for SEO purposes, if she is in Ohio. Connecticut. So her bio is in the first person, and it looks like she's the only person in her business that is going, the only therapist. So I would say perhaps thinking about the rest of the site and making that in first person. Even if she does have like a VA or something, it doesn't have to be, because the rest of the site felt very corporate-y compared to her bio. Her bio is really great, and I think it just gives a little bit of personality. So I would definitely maybe think of it that way, where if she's talking in first person here, maybe the rest of the site could be in first person. And then part of this bio, to make it a bit more appealing on the homepage, you could take a snippet of the bio or a summary of it and place it down here, so that like maybe right below here, and then link that to the About page. Same thing with testimonials. You can reuse testimonials on different parts of the site. So maybe if she has a testimonial, she can put it down here. Let's see, for the bottom of the site, I like that she has schedule a consultation, goes to the contact page. I would think about adding a couple of, I don't know if she's tracking, if she's using Google Analytics, or if this site might be built in Squarespace. I don't know. Some sites automatically track, like Squarespace just tracks people. So what I would do is have a privacy policy towards the bottom of the site. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's Squarespace. So I would have a privacy policy down here, terms and conditions, especially because you're not collecting emails for email marketing, but you're still having people contact you. I would say definitely having privacy policy, terms and conditions, website terms. I'm not a lawyer, but these are the things that is at least the privacy policy, maybe having that there. Think about the ADA compliance. So I think the accessibility statement. So it's a quick statement saying, I am adhering to the minimum best practices of ADA compliance. If you need any more information, or if you have if you catch something on the site, please contact me at this email address. So just think of those things, and they can all be hooked at the bottom. As you grow the site and as the pages expand and get longer, you might want to think about these links up here being put down at the bottom as well. Right now, they're pretty short pages, so you can still scroll up, but I would definitely have that there if you start expanding it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me see if I can find my chat. There we go. It's a Squarespace and USGA and Google Ads. Okay, cool. So you definitely want to make sure that you do have a privacy policy, because you are tracking people. And then cookies. And Squarespace has this where I think it's under, I'm going to say settings. If you go into settings, and there should be a little pop-up for cookies, you can use their automated one, or you can look at what other people have. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but you need something to say this, we are tracking you with cookies, click the X to accept, or click accept. You might want to add that into the site as well. But yeah, so overall, I would say a couple of action steps would be to add Ashley's awesome headshots to the site and make it a bit more human. Like there's somebody behind, like I know who I'm going to be speaking to. It's not like some weird person behind the curtain or something, right? I know who I'm going to be speaking to, and that might actually help her make a better connection with the folks that are browsing her site. So let me know if you have any questions in the chat, or you can speak them out loud. I'll keep the site open in case you do have questions, and I'll go and see Brian's website. Phone to home connections. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. So let's see. How smart is your home? My home automation. All right. So a really nice, clean site. I would say, how smart is your home? I would kind of want you to lead me somewhere. So it's such a cool question, like how smart is your home? But then I almost feel like you didn't finish the conversation. You just like left me hanging. And you can say like, oh, well, people just have to scroll and keep reading. But I almost wanted it to go to like, I don't know, like a blog, a page explaining it, even if it's similar content that's all over the rest of the site. Or maybe, I don't know, it doesn't look like you have a blog, but like a blog post explaining it. Again, it's probably the same content that's throughout the site, but just rewriting it into a slightly different format. But yeah, I'm like, oh, how smart is my home? And then I have to scroll. So always think about, if you're designing a site, you're designing it for like the laziest person ever. And so you want to make sure that as soon as they land on a page that you're leading them somewhere, that there's some kind of call to action, unless you're purposely wanting them to scroll or to just peek around. But
I think that was the idea.
okay.
But where would you go with that then?
So I think the same information that you have down here could go to a page, but you could optimize that page with the contact form within it. So let's see, for example, Wi-Fi. So for example, it could be, you have this awesome page with the Wi-Fi information. It could be something similar, again, similar information that you have on the homepage, kind of answering that question or telling me how I can find out about how smart my home is, but ending in a contact form. So here would be a great place to not just expect people to scroll back up or click on one of these, but I would really love it to end off with like a final call to action. So almost like, let's say, I'm on the homepage, I say, how smart is your home? Let's say I clicked on something and it either repeats the question and it goes into like home automation and all of that. And then it ends off in like, let's find out how smart your home is. And it would have that contact form. And it can be copied off the same form too. So that's, I think would be, I don't know, it's just a really great headline. It was a really great catchy thing. And I was like, oh, I want a button to click on. Like I want to go to a recent article where you explain this, or I want to find out more.
Would you click on the question? Would there be a link from How Smart Is Your Home? And then you could just click on that?
Yeah, we could, or you could just have a little button on there. It depends on your audience. So if your audience is pretty tech savvy, then they might just be able to say, oh, this is a link. If it's like my mom.
Well, I've been thinking about something below, click here to find out, or something like that.
Yeah, like a button here. It could be click here. How smart is your home? Find out today, or something action oriented, right? Like just find out. I don't know, something like where it's like, how smart is your home? Let's find out, right? And then I don't know if this would be for email marketing, but it would be interesting to see if there was a quiz, like how smart is your home? And could I take like a 4-question quiz that would then give you my information?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I really like the headline. It's a really nice headline. So I don't know.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So
it just kind of came to me at one day, you know?
Yeah. And that's why we should I have so many ideas and I never write them down. I'm like, oh no, I forgot it. All right, so why home automation, convenience, savings, security. I like that. The three, how you separated that out.
But what I went into from there, I think needs some work. Too many questions, I think.
Let me see.
Um,
Lights on. That was that. Last question. Let's pull out your phone and open the app. I don't think it's too many questions. Let's see. But maybe italicizing them to just kind of separate them out from, or having an extra space in between the questions and like your official answer to them. And then we have 2 images that link how home automation for all lifestyles. Controls the world right now. This section could actually be, maybe think of
well,
maybe.
I was thinking about just
Mhm.
condensing the one text block above it there, and
Oh, okay.
just having one instead of
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, okay, that would work. I was gonna say, if you have, because it says home automation for all lifestyles, I almost wanted to have maybe, I don't know how many maybe 3 columns, and saying for like a busy moms, these don't have to be it, but it could be like for the busy mom lifestyle, for the, I don't know, person on the go, for kind of like explaining those lifestyles and connecting to me as a homeowner. And then that way I can say like, oh yeah, that's definitely me. And yeah, I'm always worried about X, Y, and Z. Did I turn the lights off, or that kind of stuff? So you could take it that route, or you can condense it down.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because you want to make sure that you're also, so how smart is your home? That got me to ask a question internally, right? And then you want to continue to connect with me, which you did. Did I turn the lights on? Did I lock the door? Is the garage door closed? And then you kind of want to keep that connection going, where it's like, if you are this person, you need this type of support. All right, and then it all starts with the Wi-Fi. I like this. Okay, so okay, so I see the pattern. So like, you ask a question, you intrigue me, you explained a little bit about home automation, talk about lifestyle, and then you give me the solution. Let's see, okay. So can you tell me who your target market is?
Oh, homeowners, upper middle class to upper class. I have some defined zip codes that I'm
Yeah.
trying to market to.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need better advertising,
Yeah.
and I think I need a better website.
Yeah.
Those, I think, are my 2 weakest points right now.
Mm-hmm.
Advertising, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I usually go through a service called Home Advisor.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they charge me for each lead they provide me.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a cleaning, I get bored. I have a cleaning company on the side with my husband. And yeah, their fees are interesting. The reason I was asking about your target market was to just, this slider, I don't know if you can take the logos out, because not many people will wait for the slides to go through. But you could still reuse those logos, and just kind of, you can even make them maybe a little bit smaller, because they are pretty recognizable. You can put them there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked if who your target market was, just to make sure that they would be able to, they were the target market that would recognize the logo. So it's not like my husband would recognize Samsung, but he might not recognize some of the other ones. So just kind of keeping that in mind. But definitely sliders, they are nice for movement, but they don't convert very well in terms of people actually staying on a screen and seeing all of the slides. So,
well, I don't think that was my point, for someone to see all of them,
yeah,
just to get an idea that, oh, okay, he's, in with
yeah,
some pretty reputable companies.
yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. And then you have the sites, browsers. Yeah, I would consider, I don't know if you are tracking, I'm assuming you might be tracking if you're going to be using ads and stuff like that, but just a privacy policy, the same thing.
Okay.
Is your phone number, good, your phone number, you can hyperlink to that, email. All right.
I think from the mobile version, it's hyperlinked.
It's hyperlinked here too.
I think that takes you to the contact page.
No, I think it actually, let me see. No, it opens up. So I can
Oh,
email.
okay.
Yeah.
So email.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
All right. So
But
then
what about the phone number there? Is that the same link, or I thought that was,
it's popping up
that's not,
as a telephone. So it's popping up
uh,
as, like, I think I can, yeah, it makes a call.
oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So let's go to the other pages. So home, contact. Let's click on here. Pretty simple. Yeah, I would say I think you have a nice opportunity to, and I don't know what as a small entrepreneur, I sometimes have way too many lists of things I want to do. But I was going to say, even having some kind of email capture and almost being like that authority figure of of like getting my home to be smart, right? So I don't know if even a once a month newsletter on just the tech that's coming out, but capturing people's emails, like I mentioned with that quiz, or something that could get their emails and then you can market to them again, so that on Facebook, or retarget them, because now you know that they're interested. That would be ideal as well. The contact page is simple, it's fine. I would say it depends on you, on how much information you want from them, but you could also ask their zip code, or how they heard of you. That way, if you are, let's say you're heavily promoting on Facebook, but they don't even hear from you on Facebook, they are a referral, then you can start taking note of what's working and what's not working.
Yeah, I've used Facebook probably 4 or 5 times, put some ads on there, and I'm getting no results.
Yeah, ads are pretty tricky. I have, if you want to chat with someone, one of my friends, that's her thing. She does paid media. But when I've tried doing them on my own without her help, it's just, it never works out. Like I'm never
You,
really targeting the right person, and I don't know what she does, but it gets more bang for your money. So.
well, I've gone through and tried to select the correct demographics for the people I'm looking for,
Mhm.
but that's not who
Yeah.
it seems to be getting through to.
Mhm. Yeah, it could also, so some of the things that have worked for, again, this is just, it depends on the niche, it depends on really the target market, but you could also try, what one person did was, we had a landing page on the site, and it went to a free, I think she did a free video, and but people had to sign up for the email list first, and then they were redirected to the free video with information. And then what Carissa did, Carissa's my friend who does paid advertising. We ran an ad for that client, for that freebie, and then the people who signed up for it, they got retargeted with another ad to come into the actual location. So
I'm sorry, I did retargeting ads through the Better Business Bureau,
oh yeah, uh-huh.
and again, no results.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. I would chat with her. But yeah, I don't know. There might be some tweaking to do.
I would think so. So
Yeah.
I never actually saw the ad they were putting out for me, so
Oh,
that was my concern.
yeah. Yeah.
And
That would be, yeah, that would be really concerning. Yeah.
yes,
And video converts a lot better. So that can also sometimes be a factor where sometimes it's maybe just not the correct image, or you need some kind of video spliced together to really grab people's attention. It really
yeah, I've
depends.
heard that, video,
Yeah.
pictures, everything I've done has been just text.
Yeah. Yeah. Text is
Do you
great
think
for
that's
Google, but
you think
yeah.
that's pretty lame though?
Yeah, well, text is great for Google so that the bots can crawl your site and easily see what you're all about, but humans love either catchy photos or the videos. Videos work incredibly
Right.
well. Yeah.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
something I definitely need to work on.
Yeah.
Is my approach.
Yeah. All right. So we have interior. I like the icons, Wi-Fi, lighting control, thermostats. Okay. Are these clickable? Yes. All right, perfect. So I would still add some kind of call to action. So let's say that I am thinking about a camera, right? I came upon this page. I know that the contact form is right here, and I like how you have that sticky nav, but I would still almost like to give them a final call to action, kind of like wrapping up that conversation. So let's get your home smart, and then a button to contact you or to call you. Something, people are really lazy. So you want to make it as simple as possible and kind of a nice end cap to the conversation about, for example, cameras.
So you think like each page have a
Mhm.
link to contact now for
Yeah.
installation or something like that?
Yeah, it finishes off that conversation, and then it makes people take action on those buttons. Just users in general are just lazy, and sometimes you need to repeat things over and over again for them to even click on something. So just keep that in mind, especially when pages start to get longer and longer. You might have to repeat it a couple of different times on the page. Your pages are not that long, but
No.
just something to keep in mind. One thing that I will note for bots, you might want to add a little bit more. I know we were just talking about this, but you might want to add a little bit more text to this page, because you want to have about at least around 300 characters or 100 characters on each page. Not characters, sorry, words on each page, just so that it doesn't feel like a dud when it gets crawled. And if you've ever seen those sites that have the whole site looks really clean, but then towards the bottom is this, like, if they didn't do it right, it's just a chunk of paragraph. If they do it right, it might be broken up nicely and stuff. But usually all that text is towards the bottom, because they're adding that text for SEO purposes, but they don't want to clutter the top section. So you could just explain about, like, again, like a little explanation about all of these towards the bottom. Look at your keywords, see what you're going after, and insert those in there. Let's see, exterior, similar, yep. About us. So are you the only one who works in the company, or like how
Yes.
does it work? Are you also doing the installs?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sales and installation. Yes.
Okay. It depends on and it depends on target market. I don't know if having like a little section where it talks about, even if it's just a small bio of you and a nice headshot, so that it's, again, more personable, so that people, it's not like this fake company, right? So if you were, for example, L Brands, maybe that's not a good one, people know Wexner, but let's say L Brands, right? You go onto their website and they're not necessarily Victoria's Secret, they're not any of these companies. They own those, and they are, they make money off of those other sites, but L Brands itself doesn't really have a face to the company. It's like this just blank company, right? Versus when I'm having you come to my home, I am entrusting you with, like, my home address, and for you to come in, and I don't know, I might have my kids there, and I'm having you install security and how to make my home smart. You almost want to have some kind of you want to know who's coming in. So even if it's just a headshot and a little blurb about why you started the company, that can help just make that connection a little stronger with people.
Okay.
That's why
I heard you mention that earlier. Photo and a mission statement.
Yeah.
That hit home there.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I should probably do that.
Yeah. That's why there's also a couple of the cleaning companies that around, not just cleaning companies, some handymen, stuff like that. The companies that they have their crew, they will send a photo and the name of the person who is coming to your home. I think it was when our heater was messing up. They texted me a photo of the person who was coming and his name and his phone number. It's telling me that he was going to call 30 minutes before he was on his way. And that way I knew his face. I knew everything that I needed to know to feel comfortable about him coming in and not just having a random, I didn't know if there was going to be just a random person knocking on the door. So just again, think about that. And then, yeah, mission statement. Some people call it a manifesto, whatever you want to call it. You can call it a mission statement, by just having something that connects with people. And I like that you are a proud supporter of the Mid-Ohio Food Bank and then veteran owned and operated. I would actually play on that a little more. So you can put this stuff as well on the homepage, again, towards the bottom. It's not as important as all your other information, but somehow adding it to the page so that, because it's still going to be, it's probably also going to be a decision factor with certain clients where that's who they're looking to support. It's a veteran owned and operated business. I know a
I
lot of
have had a few customers that
Mhm.
chose me for that reason.
Yeah. So I would definitely, even if it's like next to those rotating logos that were on the bottom of the homepage, just mentioning that would be great. And then if in your bio, you could also mention it as well. Again, you're making the connection with your target market. And this is just something else that is going to help that be stronger.
Okay.
Acceptable forms of payments, this isn't really necessary. It's nice to have on there, but it's not necessary. Um,
Okay.
I would also end the page in a call to action. So think of it this way. They're going through your about page. So that means that they're interested enough in the products. They just want to make a decision on which company is going to be the best one. So once they get to the bottom of this page, give them a little extra last push to get them to contact you. Well, even if it's just, hey, let's get started. I don't know if you do like assessments or something of what they
Yes,
want.
I do.
Yeah. So you could then tell them, it's a simple, assessment, sign up here, contact me, whatever way you want them to contact you, because they're obviously interested. They've scrolled all the way. They're on the about page. The proud supporter of the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, I don't know how many years or how long you've been supporting them, but you can, if it's been a while, then you can mention how long you've been supporting them or why. So why did you choose them instead of, any of the other ones that are out there? That'll also give you some more credentials, I guess. Same with the veteran thing. It'll make, honestly, it's probably going to be the wife, right? The woman in the house that's going to make the ultimate decision for this type of stuff. So
Yes.
at least from my research. So you want to appeal to the wife and you want to say, hey, I support Mid-Ohio Food Bank because X, Y, and Z. I'm veteran owned and operated. So, and then you can tell, even if it's just 2 sentences about each of those, give them a little story. It'll, again, capture their attention a bit more. Referral program, I like that. Automation. Installation services. Yeah, and once you get some testimonials, just sprinkle those testimonials, even if you have to duplicate them on some of the pages, sprinkling testimonials throughout the site is great. Some clients like to have a testimonial page, and that is perfectly fine as well, but just make sure that you're still taking those testimonials and, again, sprinkle them throughout the site. And almost as, think of it this way, every time that you say that you are awesome, then back it up with some, you can call it street cred, whatever you want to call it. But, every time you say, I offer the best, the easiest installations, I teach you how to use the system, I make your home smart, and then you back it up with a testimonial.
Okay. I do have a number of reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I could just copy and paste those
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
use that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Let's see. And it doesn't seem like you have any social media links. If you do have a social media page, I wouldn't worry too much about having icons on here. If you do, make sure they don't distract. So I know when some folks get into social media, they like to have the buttons really big and large, but you want to keep them on your site and you want to convert them. So
Okay.
if,
Yeah, I have a Facebook account.
yeah, so it could be
And
just a
that's
tiny icon of Facebook here and maybe down in the footer.
okay.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that's all of these other pages are pretty, yeah, so these are pretty much the same. Again, call to action towards the bottom. I like the images. Yeah. Do you have any questions? I didn't click on this one. Where does this go? Oh, it goes to home experience. Okay. I like that you're also linking between pages so that I know it's not a designerly thing, but when Google likes it when you're linking within your own site. So let's say you start a blog and every post links to other pages. So let's say in the blog post you mention cameras and you're linking to the camera page, or you mention garage, you link to a garage. It really likes it. So here where you link to exterior and you link to interior, that's a really nice thing to do for when it comes to Google bots and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
I guess I just wanted to try to simplify it and condense some things. Maybe not have to go to so many pages. Like,
You
would it make sense to, on the home page, to have links to like all the devices that I sell? Or does it make more sense to have an interior, exterior, or that's
So
what I'm struggling with.
I have one client that we're currently redoing her, what was it? American Sign Studio. Oops, there we go. So we're currently redesigning, I hope this is it. We're redesigning the layout of the home page, but she has really good SEO. Sorry, my internet's going a bit slow. So she gets a lot of people to her site with the bottom, with these pages. So she has a page, and it's kind of annoying, but it works. So she has these pages at the bottom, and each of these is its own page that goes to and explains the exact, for example, bathroom signs or floor graphics, right? But the nice, for a human, it's kind of annoying to have to go through all of these. But when it comes to, for example, ADA signs, when it comes to Google Analytics or the bots, it shows that this ADA signs is something that's really important to her. She has all this text, right, that has all of the keywords that she's going after for ADA signage. And then she immediately has the form here. Yeah, so you could go this route. For myself, I don't, because I could possibly do like e-commerce websites, boutique websites, all of that type of stuff. But for myself, I prefer to keep it a little cleaner. And so I will blog about those other items. But in terms of pages, I just have one website design page, and that's it. What I would say is highlighting featured products or products that you know are your money makers. Those could possibly be featured on the homepage. So right now you captured my attention with how smart is your home. Think about, okay, well, let's say we redesigned, we condensed this down a little bit. We have these amazing pictures. And then you could possibly insert maybe the featured products. They would be, I would say, focus on the products that are either, and it depends on your marketing, but either A, entry level, so that you can get people to click and possibly upsell them on something else, or products that you know are going to make you the most money. So I will not pretend to know which ones those are, but let's say thermostats for some reason are they don't make you a lot of money, but it's nice to get into the house. And then you can tell people, well, you could also use utilize these other products. So then I would feature that product on the homepage. And you could do it a couple of different ways. You could have maybe 3 columns, and each column could feature one of the products and link to that product page. Or you could have just one product being featured. Let's say it was just thermostat with a nice photo of a thermostat, and then copy to the side explaining about it, and then that links to the thermostat page. I like that you kept, even with all of these pages, you kept your navigation clean. The only thing I would say is that if you ever do have a top selling product, you could put it on a top navigation, or you could take these sub pages and put the link to them from the footer. How does that make sense?
Yes, but does
Yeah.
everybody scroll all the way down to the bottom?
People scroll more on mobile, so I would double check it on mobile. And your page is not that long, so even if you added, let's say maybe about this height, you added something here in between or maybe below this section, and it featured like your top 4 products, right? So maybe thermostats, assistants, interior cameras, and remote controls. Let's say you had those 4, and then each of the maybe you have an image for each of them. Underneath the image, you can have like a 1-sentence explanation, or maybe just the title of it, and then a button saying learn more. And I get taken, let's say I click on it, I get taken to the thermostat page. It's just a nice way of showcasing your products. Almost like an e-commerce store, but they're not necessarily purchasing from you on the site. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I would say for you, for like the top action steps would be giving me something to do here. Whether I don't know, I like quizzes. Maybe that's just me. I might be biased, but I think like a nice short and sweet, like quiz, maybe 3 questions, 4 questions, and then it says your home is, on a scale of 1 to 10, your home is a 5, but you've captured my email address when you did that, and so you can now email me maybe a welcome email, and then so that I don't get bombarded, you can say, okay, either 2 times a month or 1 time a month, depending on how you're comfortable with as well. I'll email Yasmin some just industry information, kind of making sure there's not a lot of jargon, and kind of showcasing yourself as the go-to person for this type of stuff, right? And again,
Yes.
at the end of the email, always end with a call to action for me to sign up with you. So you're providing value, and then you're ending with, hey, if this is something that's important to you, give me a call. So that would be pretty cool. Just think of it that way. And then that quiz, you could actually utilize it for, I think that would be really cool to utilize it for ads. So your ad could literally be going to that landing page on finding out how smart your home is, and then, getting a level, like maybe I'm a level 5. Oh no, what things should I watch out for? And then, I think condensing down some of the text would be good. I don't think it's like top level priority, but you could do that. Adding more personality, so more of you to the site, maybe the headshot like we talked about, a little mission statement, emphasizing the awesomeness that is like you in the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, and then you and being veteran owned and operated. That really, I mean, at least the people that I work with, that really is sometimes a decision maker, especially in the target market that you're looking at. I think that would be really nice to have it, even if it's, down here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe just eliminate the carousel at the bottom.
Yeah, you could, or you could put it next to it. So maybe even the logos could get smaller. Let's say it was a 2-column layout. So you have the carousel a little bit smaller here, and then your text. And then on the next side, you could say, proud supporter of the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, and then veteran owned and operator. So.
Well,
Yep.
I was thinking about eliminating the carousel and then somewhere else having a list of brands that I carry.
Yeah, you can also
I
do that.
represent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could also have not to add another page, but some people have found success with having a page of the brands that they carry. They don't necessarily put it up here. They sometimes put it in the about page or as a drop down from the about page, or they link to that page from the bottom here, the footer. So you could do it that way, where it's just like a list of the images and names of the brands that you're carrying, and always ending with a call to action.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do you have any more questions?
Oh gosh, I don't think so.
All right. No,
You gave me some great ideas. I really appreciate that.
yeah, I'm glad. And then let's see. If Quentin doesn't have any more questions, we have 10 more minutes, but I can give you 10 more minutes back in your day. Yeah, I recorded this and I will be emailing you guys the recording. So if you're like me and you can't read your handwriting after after taking all the notes down, then that should be pretty helpful. And
Where are you located?
yeah, my office is on Riverside in Treview, so it's called
Just
Collective.
I'm in UA here, so
Yeah,
on the road
yeah.
now.
Well, I live in like the Bermuda Triangle of like Powell, Dublin, Worthington schools. That's where I live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, right now I'm at home. My kids get to stay with me today and be very quiet while I'm on call.
Okay. Are you working out of your office any, or how are
So,
you seeing people?
yeah, so right now I do have, I guess I am lucky that I have my own office. So whenever my husband and I trade off the kids, so these 2 weeks I get the kids and then the next 2 he's going to get them. And so I'll be heading to my office to work. I can concentrate a little better from my office. But
Okay.
this week I get to work from the dining room table.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, the person that designed my website, she has 5 kids,
Oh, wow.
and other things going on too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she really has time for me always. And
Yeah.
not that I require much, but
Mm-hmm.
ask her for a simple change, and a week later it gets done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm just, but she's very reasonable as far as what she charges me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't have a huge budget for website and marketing, and being a fairly new business.
Yeah. I would say, go ahead.
Maybe that's something we can talk about sometime.
Yeah, definitely. You can always email me. I would say it comes down to whenever clients are on a tight budget but they want to redesign their website, but then you're also trying to get people to the site. Your site, unless there's something in the code or something, it doesn't look like it's bad, right? So I would look at your analytics and say, how many people are coming to your site? And if you have a lot of people coming to your site and a lot of backlinks, right? If you've been featured in a couple of places and they're linking to your site, people are coming to it, then I would say, okay, we need to rework the site in order to really get those leads. But if your traffic is not really high up, then I would love to build your website or whatever, but I would say allocate those funds to getting people to your site. So whether that means some PR, maybe submitting for, as a veteran owned and you're supporting the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, you're doing tech, you're supporting people who are, everybody's staying at home now. So they're more worried about how their home looks, how is it safe, all of that great stuff. So I would see if you could get some PR, we can chat about this offline, but some PR to your site and getting that traffic going, and then seeing if you can allocate some funds to a strategy for the ads. And then when the site, when you see that the site, people are coming to your site and they are not converting, then that's a site thing. But really I would want to make sure you're allocating your funds appropriately. instead of just jumping in, because a lot of people jump into a website redesign or changing out their website and or changing out the colors, when it's really more about getting those backlinks, or just getting more of that SEO juice going for Google, or maybe just tweaking ads a little bit.
Yeah,
So
I think that's probably where I need the most help with.
yeah. So yeah, let me know. You can always email me. I'll be emailing you guys and you can email me back from there. But yeah, you can always email me with questions. I know a network of people of various price ranges. So if you ever need a specific person to help you with PR
Okay.
or any of that, I can let you know. And even if it's just a 15-minute call with them, sometimes you can get really good ideas and information that can help you out.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will let you guys go, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Appreciate your time. Bye.
Bye.